Alright, how we doing, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Wolf, and the Elite stream just finished, and holy shit, these are crazy. The next three videos that I have for you are going to be absolutely top tier, because these specs are cool as shit. And then I'm going to do the Elite spec roundup for the entire year, where I go back and cover pretty much everything all in one go. So with that being said, this is going to be Cosmic Wisdom Dervish. This is Schrodinger's Dervish. This is Conduit. Now, it is really, really cool that we literally got every single Guild Wars 1 spec in Guild Wars 2 in the same expansion. Now, I mean, it is references, but it's close enough, essentially. So, I'm just going to go through and quickly explain how this spec works. I mean, I say quickly, it could be a 30-minute video by the end of it, because some of these are really, really in-depth. But the primary mechanic is Cosmic Wisdom. So, when you press your utility key, it will invoke the power of whatever form you're in. So, in this case, it will give you Cosmic Wisdom Dervish if you are in Raza stance. Now, this will make it so that you gain a stacking buff, or a buff, rather, and it will make it so that when you strike an enemy, you will hit them with a little scythe around you. So I'll skip ahead a little bit, and you'll see that scythe. Nice reminiscence to Dervish. Of course, you can use a staff, use staff 5 with a scythe staff transmog, and now I'm playing the Dervish that I have on my wall to the right of me right now, which is really sick. And there's something coming at the end that's going to be really, really fun as well. So this one will give you a bunch of buffs if you pop the... to get that to show up, to get the scythe to show up, you have to pop the buff. The buff lasts 4 seconds, and the buff will increase with this little mechanic over top here. You see these points here, that is your affinity for each legend. You basically have to make them like you, and then they'll do cool stuff for you. So you see you pop the buff, and then you'll get the scythe appearing around you, because now it's not appearing after he's attacking anymore. Now, when you go through here, like he just showed, he got affinity, and then that will increase the length of the buff. There's a trait that makes it so you gain affinity when you use weapon skills. So if you're using a short bow, you can use 7-shot, and you'll gain affinity from that. And you can gain affinity at range, or you can use a killing spree from sword 3, or like greatsword 5, which will do a bunch of damage. Like, just playing naturally will generate this. Like, greatsword Dervish is gonna be so, so, so good, because greatsword 5 plus this thing spinning around on you, oh, shit's gonna melt. It's gonna be beautiful. So, let's skip ahead. He's going to use Malix with the evoke here, and it's going to evoke Mesmer. Or it's not evoke, sorry, Cosmic Wisdom Mesmer, which is invokes the power of Mesmer, gaining bonus conditions and inflicted random damaging condition whenever you strike an enemy. They're basically all buffs of sorts, so they're nice little callbacks to Guild Wars 1. That is Monk, that'll heal whenever you strike an enemy. So nice little bit of extra healing there if you're going to play a Ventari setup. And then there is the Assassin, which will inflict a random debilitating condition whenever you strike an enemy, but then also give you bonus power and ferocity. And then there is Chalice, which is going to give you warrior form, which will give you protection, resolution, or resistance whenever you strike a target. Now, moving into the utility skills, we have Shielding Hands, which will give you a shield around you, which will reduce incoming damage for the duration of the cast. And then Resonance. This is the extra little unique mechanic that will do something different based on which what are they called? Legend is in your other slot. So in this case, if you have Legendary Centaur Stance equipped in your side slot, then you will heal allies around you, basically giving you an extra access to more healing. So the problem that you had beforehand was that you didn't really have much in the way of extra healing outside of Ventari if you were playing Revenant. I mean, I don't think so anyways. Like, yeah, Herald could have pulsed extra healing and extra boons and whatnot, but this will actually be really nice now for a full heal rev, because you can flip out of Ventari and then still get value from the AoE heal that's going to go off here. So I'll just skip ahead a little bit. And I think he might have just used it a second ago. I'm trying to skip around a little bit. No dice. Well, it's kind of hard to find some of the right spots in here. I'll just let it play. And he should hurt himself and use the animation. Come on, my guy. You can do it. Ah, fuck. Right as I click, of course. Every time. Give it a second so I can show that off to you. And there you go. And while Ventari's in his other slot, it'll do an AoE heal. And then the seventh, or the ability in the seventh slot is Beguiling Haze. This is actually really cool. This will send a unblockable fragment of Raza towards the target, and if it hits something, it will shadow step you to the target, dealing damage and then dazing them. If it hits, you can use this 2 more times with no energy cost or casting time. So you can literally blink around the battlefield over and over and over again. Now, it won't do the daze multiple times, but you can blink from target to target to target to target, which is going to be really, really cool. Just being able to dance around the battlefield will be a whole lot of fun. And then you can flip over to Shiro, and then you can use, is it not Impossible Odds, Assassin's Advance, or whatever it is, where you can also teleport to other things. So you can teleport, 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 flip over, Assassin's Advance, Killing Spree with Sword 3. Yeah, Revenant's a class. Revenant's a class. If you have Assassin Stance in the other spot, which is going to be incentivized to do teleport, 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 Assassin Stance, teleport, then this becomes a ground-targeted AoE instead. So that makes it so you have a little more control, because you do have to hit a target to be able to get the multiple refreshes. So, like you showed there, if you're outside of range, you won't get the reset, but then you want to be in range, you hit it with it, and it will teleport you to it, and then you'll have access to another flip over where you can cast it again, like so. We'll skip ahead a little bit. He'll put it to Assassin Stance, and then now you can use this to go up ledges, you can use this to teleport, you can do a whole bunch of stuff with this. A really fun trait, a really fun utility skill. Gladiator's Defense, which is a nice reference. These are all references to Guild Wars 1, by the way. Beguiling Haze, I'm pretty sure it's a Guild Wars 1 skill. Gladiator's Defense, I believe, is also a Guild Wars 1 skill, unless I'm referencing Benetti's Defense. This will break you out of stun and damage and weaken stuff around you. This animation is kind of what I expected Paragon to get as like an AoE damaging thing, if he's going to press it in a second here, where it just does like a big yellow AoE. I figured something like that would happen on Paragon for damage, but it kind of didn't, which is a little unfortunate. But if you have Yalis as your secondary, it will stun break. Additional energy cost for breaking stuns is reduced. They added a new little mechanic on it. So additional energy if this skill was used to break a stun. But if you have Jawas in your other stance, it will not care. And then moving swiftly on, we have Hex Eater Vortex. So if you have Demon Stance in your other slot here, what this is going to basically do is it will remove conditions on you and then fire projectiles at targets based on how many conditions is removed. But if you have Malix in the other side, it will throw the maximum number of projectiles every single time. So let me just play this real fast. Skip ahead a little bit. Oh, no, but I spoiled it. Oh no. There you go. If you have there you go. If you have Malix, he presses it, flings all the projectiles. Now the crazy one, the biggest tooltip in the game. Twin Moon Sweep. Okay, fun fact, I want to tell you a little micro story before I go into this. You can read this as it goes if you want. Twin Moon Sweep was the first build I ever broke in Guild Wars. I was playing my Dervish. I was 9, I think, something like that. And there was a skill called Mystic Renewal, which was a no attribute skill that Dervishes had. It was an elite skill that was complete and utter garbage. It was an enchantment that made it so when you removed the enchantment, it refreshed its cooldown, healed you, and gave you energy back. And nobody was using this thing. It was absolute hot garbage. Twin Moon Sweep at the time, pre-nerf, was a multi-activatable skill that would do 2 hits, and then it would remove an enchantment from you. And if you removed an enchantment, Twin Moon Sweep would reset its cooldown. So I looked at the two of them and I went, oh shit, wouldn't this work together? And that's how I made an immortal Dervish at age 9. Because you would put the buff up, you would Twin Moon Sweep the buff off, Twin Moon Sweep would reset its cooldown, it would remove the buff from you, Mystic Renewal would heal you, give you energy back, and then reset Mystic Renewal's cooldown, and then you just Mystic Renewal, Twin Moon Sweep, Mystic Renewal, Twin Moon Sweep, and now all of a sudden you can solo the game. Yeah, they had to nerf both of those things. I don't know if it was because of me, but now Twin Moon Sweep is an adrenaline-based skill, so you can't do that. And Mystic Renewal is also entirely different. At least I think that's what it was called. It might be an entirely different name, and I'm referencing something else. But Twin Moon Sweep was the first skill I ever broke across my entire build creation journey. And ever since that day, I have, well, gone down a rabbit hole that led me to being top, like, 500 to rank 6 in the world across multiple different games as a result of literal Twin Moon Sweep. So yeah, that's a little bit of Wolfian lore for you there. So let's see what it does in Guild Wars 2, shall we? Spawn a fragment of Raza at your targeted location. Both you and the fragment attack with a scythe, damaging and inflicting conditions on foes at your locations. Gain might for each enemy struck. And then the resonance will differ based on which elite spec, or not elite spec, based on which legend you have in the side slot. So, if you have, oh god, these are split up kind of terribly. Assassin Stance deals increased damage, which will give you the power rendition, and if you both hit the target, which means yes, they can stack damage, then it will immobilize, so you can then like hit them with that sword 3, hit them with that great sword 5. Then if you go into Demon Stance, you and the initial fragment will shatter after the attack, dealing additional damage and confusion. Although they don't have much confusion activator, I feel like if this was chill, they would start to go really crazy. So a little unfortunate on the confusion there. Legendary Centaur Stance. Heal allies in range of you and the fragment. For each enemy struck, remove conditions from yourself. Legendary Dwarf Stance. You gain boons when this skill begins casting. Stability, and resistance and resolution. And if you tag someone with it and both of you hit it, it will stun. So I'll just show you what that looks like. Of course, as he said, if you stack both of them over top, or, well, I say as he said, I was watching the stream a little bit earlier, and he says here that if you stack both over top, then you'll get the stun and whatever have you. You'll see it right here. Doesn't do the stun, but that's the immobilize, because he has the assassin stance on the other flip. There's the tooltip one more time, and let's go into the trait line. Starting off, we are going to get increased attributes based on your equipped legends, gain additional attributes when a legend is active. So, if you have a specific one active, you're going to get bonus stuff. So in this case, you get 75, I think it is, all stats while you're in Raza. And if you flip over, you get 180 from Assassin Stance or Demon Stance or whatever have you. So just extra bonuses while chilling with the other legends. Gain boons when you use Cosmic Wisdom, depending which legends you have equipped. So this is Might for Assassin, Fury for Raza, Stability for Jalis. I think I've said Jalis 3 different fucking times in 3 different ways each time, so feel free to pick whichever pronunciation is correct. At this point, I don't really know. Gain Affinity when using a weapon skill that costs energy. Like I said, that's going to be the most reliable way to get the affinity. The other way you get it is from using the utility skills here. So you use the utilities a couple of times, you get an affinity for each one you utilize. I think this is probably going to be the one I play the most, but those are the ways to normally get it. So moving down, I'll just show you that, you know, it works that way. Removing conditions from yourself, or remove conditions from yourself when you reach maximum affinity, and when you activate Cosmic Wisdom. A little bit of Conduit clear, always really, really nice. Allows you to flex Conduit clear out of other spots in the trait line. And then your maximum affinity will increase by 2 points. This will make it so you can go up to 5, so then your buff lasts longer, because this buff, like I said before, scales based on how much affinity you have. So 5 affinity will make the monk buff that heals you, the assassin buff that inflicts conditions and gives you more power, and the dervish buff that does the scythe around you will last longer when you pop that buff. So it'll be really, really nice. And moving on, when you swap legends, reduce the recharge of Cosmic Wisdom for each point of affinity you had before swapping. This is a 20-second cooldown, but you flip this over and it will reduce it based on affinity. If you have 5 points, you will get more, so using this one will make it so you get more cooldown reduction for this. You can probably combine this with a Frenzy Sigil for cooldown reduction on kill, so you can get it back even faster. And then, if you have at least the listed amount of affinity when you swap legends, which is 3, you regain 1 affinity afterwards, heal yourself, and gain endurance when gaining affinity. So this will make it so if you're flipping between legends all the time, you don't have to use as many skills. So there's a lot of different build craft you can do here with how you want to go about getting affinity. You can use it from this one with the weapon skills. You can use it from this one. With the utilities here, and then flip over, get 1 back, and then you only have to use 2 utility skills in that sort of scenario. So it allows you to mess around with a lot of build variation here. And then we have, I just clicked past it, unfortunately. Oh, where are you? Come back. I just missed it. You just picked it up. There you go. Boundless Knowledge. Unique benefits granted by Cosmic Wisdom have increased effects. So the power is going to give you even more power. Form of the Dervish is going to give you even more all attributes, even more toughness, even more healing power. And then it's going to get really crazy when we get to the Grandmasters. Because I'll just skip ahead here. We get Mistfire at the top, which will apply conditions to enemies when you disable them, and damage and daze enemies around you when activating Cosmic Wisdom, which can be really nice for bar break, and then apply extra conditions, which is the Mistfire whenever you CC someone, which will be really nice for staff or hammer or any of those sorts of things. Even the Shiro Elite will count as a daze, so then, or count as a disable, so you'll get some fire on that as well, which will be really nice across the board. But then, twofold embodiment. Using Cosmic Wisdom also grants you the bonuses of your other equipped legend, meaning that you get 2 bonuses at the same time. So if you're running Raza and Assassin Stance with Greatsword, you get the power bonus from Shiro. You then get the scythe around you from, from the Raza Stance. And, yeah, everything just kind of melts. Now, keep in mind, you don't have to use Raza Stance. You can quite literally use, like, Shiro Malix, and then Cosmic Wisdom Dervish, or not Cosmic Wisdom Dervish, Cosmic Wisdom Malix, and then get the Shiro over top of it. So then now you play, like, Selly Shortbow, and you get bonus power, and you get condition damage infliction at the exact same time. And, like, oh my god, the build craft is crazy work. Absolute crazy work. I love it. And then the final one is just fucking bonkers. The effects of Cosmic Wisdom now last indefinitely, but they drain energy continually while it's active. When you swap legends, gain energy for each point of affinity you had before swapping. This means that you can just break the fucking game. You can perpetually have the Dervish scythe swinging so long as you have energy. And then, of course, when you flip over to a new legend, you get 50% energy back. So you just run around with Greatsword up, you pop F2, and then every time you auto-attack something, the Dervish Scythe comes out and swings. You Greatsword 5, the Dervish Scythe comes out, you just fucking dump the entire kit. Then you flip over to Assassin, you'll get 50% back, and then you'll perpetually have massive power increases, and you'll just dumpster shit with that one too. Jump around a little bit, pop your daggers up from the heal, flip back to Raza, and then just go right back into Dervish swinging on everything. It's incredible, boys. Love it. This isn't even the best one. Next is going to be Amalgam. And Amalgam I didn't expect to like, but if you made it this far, Amalgam has Rifle 1 Wolfpack. Yeah, it's an experience, that's for sure. So I think I literally covered everything. Pretty sure. That's all the traits, all the skills, the utilities, and the flips. And I did it all in under 20 minutes. Damn, I'm good. I'll see you in Amalgam.